The worst data breach really depends on context. It depends on how you're measuring what is the worst. There have been like some big breaches in, say, like Equifax, for example, where like millions of people's personal records were compromised. But then you have something like the Colonial Pipeline ransomware, where the gas line was shut down. And so, you didn't have petrol in gas stations, and that affected millions of people, but in a completely different way. You have like these huge breaches. If a power grid went down, that would impact lots and lots of people, but in a very, very different way. Again, everyone's risk profile differs. If you're young and healthy and everything, and your electricity goes off for 5 hours, you might be okay. But if you're maybe unwell and you have like some medical equipment at home or a ventilator or something, and your electricity goes off for 5 hours, it might have a slightly different impact on you. Every breach, I think, has an impact. A few years ago, there was a dating site, Ashley Madison, that had a breach. There were some people's data that was exposed in that, and they ended up, unfortunately, committing suicide. Could there be a worse impact than someone actually taking their own life because certain information was revealed? We often talk about the worst breaches in terms of the size or the number of records, but I think we need to look at what is the real impact to people. We've heard of hospitals getting hit by ransomware or being unavailable, so then ambulances have had to take longer routes to go to different hospitals. And while there hasn't been a direct death as a result, but you can imagine there must have been an impact on healthcare and the care provided, and maybe there were more complications and all that kind of stuff. And so the more we move into this interconnected world, everything becomes digital and everything becomes a cyber risk. So any outage, whether it's a deliberate hack by an external force or a government or an act of war, whether it's someone just making a mistake or anything in between, could have the impact on people's lives in a very, very real way. So we need to take that into consideration when you design systems or when you train people. It's not just about saving a computer or a database or a spreadsheet. It's really about looking at, this could really impact people.